426.
1971 AMC Javelin. And no, this car doesn't have some peasantly 232 cubic inch straight six. It's got a 401 V8. Here's the interesting part. By this point, AMC was using thin wall casting in their engines, so this 401 only weighs about 540 pounds. For comparison, a small block Chevrolet with a cast iron intake is about 575 pounds. And you might be thinking, well, that's gotta be at the expense of reliability. Actually, no, AMC thought of that, so they used metal with extremely high nickel content, and that dramatically increased strength. Not to mention, the 401 had a forged crank and rods, a Motorcraft 4-barrel carburetor, dual exhaust, compression ratio was 9.5 to 1, and it was rated 330 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. So yeah, this car sounds pretty damn good. And sure, it can spin the tires if you're into that sort of thing. Inside, you'll find a 3-speed automatic transmission, specifically a shift command from Borg-Warner. For 1972, that would change to a 727. Out back is a set of well-balanced 373 rear gears, and this car, because of that engine, is fairly lightweight, with driver only 3,566 pounds. Sports Car Graphic tested one of these AMC Javelins in October of 1970. Just like our featured car, it had a 401 and an automatic transmission, and it ran 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds, and the quarter mile in 14.3 seconds at 98.8 miles per hour. Though they did admit by the time they received the car, it'd been thrashed pretty hard and they didn't bother to tune it. You can expect that our featured car is going to run just a little bit quicker than that. Why don't we check out the opponent? 1972 Buick GSX. And yes, the GSX was still available in 1972, but in rather short supply. These cars are extremely rare, but more on that later. This one's got a 455 cubic inch V8, specifically of the Torque-alicious Stage 1 variety. Compression ratio is only 8.5 to 1 that year, but it was still making 270 net horsepower and 390 pound-feet of net torque. Just like the AMC, inside you'll find a 3-speed automatic transmission, but because this one's a GM, of course it's a Turbo 400. Out back is a somewhat aggressive set of gears, especially considering this is a 455 Buick. 390. And then we get to the weight, and that's always been a weakness of the GSX. This car with driver, 4,254 pounds. As I already mentioned, this car is very rare, and most people don't realize how special these are. In 1972, there were only 44 total GSX cars produced, and if you break that down into those with the Stage 1 and an automatic transmission, that makes this car one of only 22. Let's see how it does on the drag strip.
72 Buick GSX 455. Rick Mahoney, Bluebell, Pennsylvania. 68 Super 426.
And the Buick took an early lead and held on for the win, running 12.79 seconds at 105.39 miles per hour. In the other lane, the Javelin looked good, but not quite good enough for the win, running 12.94 seconds at 106.74 miles per hour. And since this was a single heads-up race, that's all you get. A huge thanks to the owners for bringing out these cars. It was absolutely awesome seeing them on the drag strip. I'll catch you guys at the next one.